So you just arrived in Canada and you're wondering, what do I do now? What's the next step to take? What are things I need to do to help me settle in better, to make things easier for me? Well, that is why I'm here today. I'm here to help you and tell you the things you need to do to help you settle in better and to make your transitioning easy. Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Nade here. So today we're going to be talking about the first things you need to do, or the step-by-step things you need to do in your first few days of coming to Canada, or your first week of coming to Canada. I know some of you are coming to Canada soon, and or some of you just arrived in Canada and you're wondering, what do I do next? Now we don't reach promised land. What will be the next step to take? What's the next thing to do? Well, I'm here to help you and tell you the step by step process, the things you need to do in your first week or your first few days, registrations you need to do, steps you need to take, most especially as an international student. So, if you fall in this category of people that are coming to Canada soon, or you just arrived in Canada, or you know somebody that's coming to Canada soon, you might want to watch this video till the end. Before we continue, if you're new here and you're seeing this black, beautiful, glowing face for the first time, welcome to my YouTube channel. I would love it if you could subscribe. I'd love to see your face more often. And to my old subscribers, say you to me. Thank you guys so much for the love. You know how we do it now. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe. Oh, you subscribed. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share. I love you guys so much. So let's get to it. The first thing you want to do when you get to Canada is get your study permit. You're going to get this at the Canadian port of entry. Without your study permit, you're not going to be allowed to come into Canada. So that's like the first process. And guys, I want you to know that there's a difference between your visa and your study permit. So a study permit is like a paper that shows that, or a document that shows that, okay, you're here as a temporary resident and you're here to study. So this is proof that, okay, maybe probably you got like 3 years on you got like a 3 years visa. Your study permit is going to show that, okay, you're here for 3 years to study, so you're allowed to go out of Canada and come into Canada whenever you like with this document. It is very, very important. And if you ever come into Canada and probably want to travel outside of Canada again during this period of time, please always make sure to go with your passport and your study permit. These two are very important. Don't say that because you're going with your passport as your visa, you're not going to go with your study permit. If you travel outside of Canada without your study permit, you might have an issue coming back into Canada without it, because they might tell you to go back. So please always take note. There's a difference between your study permit and your visa, and you get your study permit when you get to the Canadian port of entry. They're going to give you this after asking you some questions to verify that you're here to study truly. The second thing you want to do when you get to Canada is get a SIM card. Yes, while there's a free Wi-Fi at the airport to connect to, you might just want to do that as soon as you land. Connect with your family and friends. Hi guys, I'm here. I'm safe and sound. I passed. I passed immigration. I'm in Canada. Yay! So you might want to get a SIM card, because as soon as you get out of the airport, you might not have or get access to internet, and this is going to be really bad, because most of everything you need to do here, you need internet. You need internet to check for the bus. You need internet to book a taxi. You need internet for basically everything, almost everything, if not all. So you want to get a SIM card as soon as you get to Canada. And while you're doing that, ensure to inquire. Let them know that you're an international student or you're a student, and you want to know about the plans that they have, the tariffs that they have, because they are plans for students. They always have telecommunications company usually have plans for students. You want to let them know, because you just arrived in Canada and you cannot afford to start spending money anyhow. Except, of course, you're an Odogu's wife, Odogu's sister, husband, brother, you know. But even though, let them know Let them know that you're an international student and you want to know the plans that they have for international students. Always let them know. The third thing you want to do when you get to Canada is change your currency. Yes. So while it is very important to change your currency, I would not advise that you change your currency at the airport because it is usually more expensive than what you usually get inside of Canada, wherever you're going to. So what I would advise is when you get out of the airport and you get to where you're going to stay, probably your Airbnb or where you'll be staying, just rest for a bit and go to the mall, go to any mall close to you. They're usually bureau de change. I don't know what they call them here. They call them bureau de change in Nigeria. They are usually bureau de change in the mall, or you want to go to the bank. So when you're going, if you want to go to the bank to change your money, please make sure to go with a valid ID, that is your international passport and your student ID. Sometimes your international passport might not be enough, but usually that's what they ask. But some of them might request for two because it is an international valid ID. So they might just need one to actually show that okay, the reason why you're here and all of that. So if you're going to the bank to change your money, or even if you're going anywhere, just please make sure to take your passport with you and your study permit or any form of valid ID, one or two form of valid ID to show that okay, this is who I am. The fourth thing you want to do when you get to Canada is get your SIN. Your SIN is your social insurance number. This is your identity when you get to Canada. To be able to work in Canada, you need your SIN. You need your SIN number. Even if you're an international student, you need it. This is like your identity. This is who you are. So to get this done, you need to go to a place, an organization called Service Canada. Yes, just Google search Service Canada or any Service Canada near me. It usually takes less than 10 to 15 minutes. Here, an officer is going to attend to you and they're going to ask you for your personal information, your name, your address. And when you're going, you want to go with two form of valid ID, that is your international passport and your study permit. And one thing, please never ever share your SIN number with anybody because this is your identity and some people use it for fraudulent activities. The only thing you might need your SIN number for as soon as you get to Canada is to get a job. Yes, your employer might need your SIN. This is to verify that okay, you're in the country legally as how you said you are coming, or as an international student that you said you are. So please do not share your SIN number with anybody because this is your identity and you don't want people stealing your identity as soon as you get to Canada. And another thing to note is that your SIN number is only valid for the amount of years you're in Canada. So say for example, on your study permit, it says that you're going to be in Canada for 3 years. Your SIN number is only going to be valid for 3 years. So for instance, you're supposed to take a 4 years course and your passport is expiring in 2 years and you've got 2 years study permit, there's nothing to be worried about. So when you renew your passport and you extend your study permit, you want to go to Service Canada again and let them know that your study permit expired and you've extended it. So they're going to extend your social insurance number for you. Please do not forget, take note of this and have it at the back of your mind. The fifth thing you want to do when you get to Canada is open a bank account. Now, if you want to get a job, if you want to get paid, you know you don't want to work for free, then you want to open a bank account as soon as you get to Canada. Now, the way the banking system works here is not like Nigeria that you say you just want to walk into any bank, you can decide to open 5 banks in a day if you like. No, it doesn't work that way here. So you need to walk into a bank, book an appointment. So what you want to do is, I would advise, if you get to Canada today, tomorrow, make inquiries, check online, ask people the best banks to open an account with that has good plans and good plans for international students. Check, walk into the bank, walk into the closest branch to you and book an appointment. Now, to book an appointment, you will need your international passport, you need your study permit, and you need a proof of address. Yes, they're going to need to prove that okay, you have where you're staying, two valid IDs, your international passport, and your study permit. Now, you don't want your case to be like mine, that when I got to Canada, I was like, I'm still chilling. Should we just open an account? I did not know. So you don't want the case of I know, because I got a job I passed the interview and everything. And the only thing that didn't make me, or that made me lose the opportunity, was the fact that I didn't have a bank account yet. So the way it works is, when you get a job, your employer is going to need your account details. They're going to need to register everything in the system, so you get paid automatically. It's not Nigeria that some of your employers will be owing you automatically every 2 weeks, depending on how they decide to pay you or how you guys have agreed to be paid. Every 2 weeks, as soon as you wake up in the morning, your money is already sitting in your bank account. So if you want to get paid and you want to get a job, you want to open an account, because opening an account, like I said, you need to book an appointment, and most of the time it takes 2 weeks from the time that you walked in to book the appointment. So you want to do that as soon as you get to Canada. So like the following in the next 2 weeks, you already have an account, you have your debit card. And another thing is, you don't want to walking around with cash, because most people don't even accept cash. Most stores don't accept cash, they accept debit cards or credit cards, and you can only get this when you open a bank account or you're registered with any bank. The sixth thing I want to do is, it should have been number one. Yes, this should have been number one, is to get an apartment, get a place to stay. Now, I would advise that if you're coming newly and you don't have anyone to stay with, get an Airbnb. You don't want to getting an apartment in Canada can be very tricky. You want to be here in person. You want to see what you're getting. Like, there are so many things attached to getting an apartment. Like, there are houses that does not include utilities, and you would not know because you did not ask, and you did not ask because you did not know. So you want to be here first. So I would advise that as soon as you get to Canada, get an Airbnb. You can use this address to register for every other thing you want to register for. Yes, you can use that as your proof of address, that okay, this is where I'm staying for now. So get an Airbnb first, a one that is not too expensive. So this way you settle in better. Although it might be expensive, but then you're saving yourself a more cost in the future. So you want to get an Airbnb. While you're doing that, or while you've done that, start searching for apartments, and be very careful. Ask questions like, are utilities included? What utilities are included? Ask. If there's anything that seems shady, always ask, because half of the time in Canada, if you don't ask, you would not know. And I don't know is not an excuse that this is why this is. So you want to ask questions. Whatever it is that you don't understand, please make sure to ask. The seventh thing you want to do when you get to Canada is go to your school. As an international student, go to your school, let them know that, okay, I'm here. Go and activate everything you need to do. When you, like mine now, in my school, there's a place called U of R Services International Students. So as an international student, you're going to go to this place and let them know that, okay, I'm here. So they're going to be able to activate on your portal that you're actually a student. You said you're a student, you're coming to study, and you actually came in to study. So yes, you want to do this when you come to Canada. Go to your school, let them know that you're here. Even before you start classes at all, go to your school, register, let them know that you're in Canada and truly you're there to study. So after that, make sure to go and get your bus pass. Now, you don't want to waste money on Uber and Co-op. See, you guys, I made so many mistakes when I came to this Canada. Nobody told me. And the reason I'm making this video is so that you guys will not make the same mistake that I made. Hey, you don't want to waste money on Co-op. If I could go back, if I could turn back the hands of time and take all the money I spent on Co-op, Jesus Christ, I would take my money back. If I knew that I could easily just go to the school like a day after I enter Canada or 2 days after, I would have done it immediately. But no, I didn't have anybody to tell me. So I don't want you guys to make this mistake that I made. So after you're done registering in school, letting them know that you're in Canada, you want to get your bus pass. So in my school, your school ID is your bus pass. So you just want to take the bus pass to a place. I can't remember the place. Just ask around when you get to school. Ask the student services where you can get your bus pass in school. They're going to direct you. So your student ID is your bus pass. When you get there, the bus pass is just $100 for a semester. So right now we're in spring summer semester. So you're going to pay $100 for the bus pass. So they're going to activate the bus pass for you. So whenever you want to take a bus, all you need is the card to take the bus. This is going to save you like less, because if you're going to if you decide to pay like in cash, I think coins it is about like $3.25. But I think with the card, I don't know how they did it. I think it is way cheaper, because if you decide to be paying with coins to enter the bus, you're going to spend more in 3 months than you're going to spend more than $100 in 3 months. So I don't know how they did it, but it is actually better. So you want to go to your school, get your bus pass, activate it, and get going. Uber is expensive, Co-op is expensive. Well, again, except you're good Odogu's wife, Odogu's sister, brother, family, and Onyeji cash, there's money. But even though, I would not advise that you spend money anyhow. There are plenty things to use money to do. The eighth thing you want to do when you get to Canada is get your ID. Yes. So here in Saskatchewan, it is called Sask ID, your provincial ID. So you don't want to be carrying your passport everywhere you're going, because for most of the registrations you're going to be doing when you get to Canada, you're going to need a form of ID. So if you have your Sask ID, for instance, because I'm in Saskatchewan, if you have your Sask ID, you don't need to carry your passport around, and you don't want a situation whereby you're always carrying your passport around and you misplace your passport. I don't even know where you're going to start from. So as soon as you get to Canada, you want to register for your Sask ID. You can do this at SSI. I think SSI, I'm going to leave it below, in Saskatchewan. This takes a month. It takes a month to get your ID. So you want to do this too as soon as possible, as soon as you arrive in Canada, to make things easy for you, because there are some places, if you want to go out, if you don't have your ID, they will not serve you alcohol, because underage, they don't know if you're underage or not. If they like, be big. If you like, be big like Goliath. They don't care. They need your ID to prove that you are not underage. You need your ID for so many things, and you don't want your student ID, your study permit to run pool from carrying it everywhere you are going to. You don't want your passport to get lost. So as soon as you get to Canada, make sure to get your ID, your provincial ID. For us in Saskatchewan, this is called Sask ID. The ninth thing you want to do as soon as you get to Canada is get your health card. Yes, this is very important. Now, healthcare is not cheap. Healthcare is not cheap. I've not fallen sick yet, and I don't pray I fall sick in Jesus' name. But I've heard of cases. Someone told me that she fainted one time, and they rushed her to the hospital. And by the time she woke up, she already woke up to a bill of like, I think, $1,200. She was like, "Why did you people carry me to the hospital?" And you have to pay that bill. So the reason why you want to get your health card is it gives you free or almost free access to healthcare. Yes. So as an international student, there are lots of goodies. You get lots of plans, lots of goodies, and you want to utilize them and make the best of it. I don't pray that you fall sick, but in case of any emergency, I don't pray for any emergencies too, or just make sure that you get your health card. You can get, if you're in Saskatchewan, you can get this in eHealth Saskatchewan. For other provinces, you can just look it up online, check anywhere you can get your health card. This is cheap, this is free. This is free, you're not paying any money to get your health card. And one of the reasons why you want to get your health card as soon as you get to Canada is because it takes 8 weeks. It takes whooping 8 weeks. So just imagine that as soon as you got to Canada, you've already registered for your health card. In 2 months or 3 months, you've gotten it. And you don't want a situation whereby you've already spent like 6 months. You now waited till you fell sick. Somebody now told you that, did you have, why didn't you get your health card, blah, blah, blah. You don't want a story of, or you don't want a case of a dying home. So when you get to Canada, a few days after settling in, second day, all these things are things you could actually get done in a day or 2 days. You can actually get all these things done in a day. When you get to Canada, day 1, get your SIM, day 2. you want to rest. Day 2, get your SIM card. After you get your SIM card, go and book an appointment for your bank account, get your SIN number. You can get these ones done in a day. The next day, you want to go to your school, register, let them know that you're in Canada, get your bus pass. After that, the third day, you want to get your health card, register for your health card, register for your Sask ID, and get everything going. It's very, very simple and very easy. Everything here is easy peasy. Now, the 10th thing and the last thing that you need to do, or you want to do as soon as you get to Canada, is start looking for jobs. In my last video, I talked about jobs. Jobs are not lying around. There are no jobs lying around, so don't wait. Now, for everything I say, it's either it has happened to me or I know somebody it has happened to. So I'm not just saying things based on my head or based on just saying it. Now, I know somebody that when she got to Canada, I was like, are you not applying for a job? Are you not looking for a job? She was like, no, I'm not looking for a job. I'm still chilling. Blah, blah, blah. A few weeks after, she texted me. She was like, what's up? I'm like, I'm fine. So she now sends a sad emoji. I'm like, why are you sad? I said, I've not gotten a job. I was like, I thought you said you were not looking for a job. I said, now I'm ready. So by the time she was ready to get a job, she was not seeing a job. And at the time where she was supposed to start searching, there were job fairs. People were doing job fairs all over Regina, and I'm sure they do it in other provinces too. So always make sure to be on lookout for that. If you're looking for job fairs around you, times that they're happening, most of them always put it out months before it happens. So you just want to be on lookout for that. You want to start searching for a job as soon as you get to Canada. Register on Indeed. I'm going to probably make another video on sites or places to get jobs and how to get jobs in Canada. But as soon as you get to Canada, one of the things you want to do is start applying for jobs. Tailor your CV down to what you want to do. Start applying for jobs online. Put on your post notifications for whatever app you're applying on. Check your emails. Apply for jobs. Don't wait till you are ready. Apply even if you are not ready. Apply, because sometimes even these people, you might apply for a job now and you might not get a reply till like 2 months. So start applying for jobs even if you're not ready. Okay, I hope that this video has been helpful to you, and I hope that you've been able to have an insight on the things to do as soon as you get to Canada, the things to do your first week arriving in Canada to make everything easy for you, to make your transitioning easy. Yes, that is why I'm here for you. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Okay, and if you're new here, please subscribe. I'd love to see your face more often, because here we're spilling the tea and we're giving you tips and tricks and how to settle in Canada better and to make your transitioning easy. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. See you next time. Bye. Mwah.